This exercise is a wrist extension or wrist flexion, uh, eccentric for both, very much targeting the elbow. The hardest part about this exercise is actually the setup portion. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a dumbbell or a kettlebell of probably like lighter weight. This is 9 pounds. I'd probably recommend about a 9 or 10 pound kettlebell or dumbbell. And what you're gonna do is you're going to be able to kind of whatever elbow you're targeting, you're going to be able to have that supported on some sort of like table or surface or a bench or something like that. You're gonna wrap a band kind of around that kettlebell and dumbbell, and you're going to reach your arm through the band, kind of like anchor it there, and then you're going to wrap it a couple of times around the hand, and then being able to grab it here in the wrist. Okay. Again, the hardest part is being able to keep the band nice and around the elbow. So again, is the hardest part. But what you're gonna do, if I'm doing a wrist extension exercise, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on my, place my hand in full wrist extension and then slowly drop it into wrist flexion as far as you feel comfortable. Now, if you're working on just the eccentric part or the slowing down part, you're gonna use your hand to help grab it and pull it back up. Kind of doing that a couple of times. Again, you should feel this into the elbow. Wrist extension, specifically, you're gonna feel it on the outside elbow part. Now, if you're doing the wrist flexion, if myself or another therapist told you work on the wrist flexion, you're going to have the wrist up, curled as much as you can, and then being able to control that slowly down. I like using the dumbbell with this band just because it adds a little bit of stability aspect, targeting those muscles attached to the elbow. Here, while working on kind of the wrist flexors here, you should feel that a little bit more on the inside elbow. Yep, using this hand again, pull up and control down. However many steps and reps that I tell you to do is going to be what you're going to do for that.